clothing shop music.
Now we don't not knowing what button to push. We so good. We can't. We always go live and then just be talking like the intro screen.
Oh wait, okay.
No, we live, but I mean it's a podcast. You know what I mean? You don't want to just hear music.
Got my hips rolling a little bit.
Your hips are absolutely not rolling to this song that is playing right now. Your hips are absolutely not rolling to this. Chloe should have put this on her album. Chloe should have put this on her album.
And for your information, they was with my additions. You don't know.
Chloe definitely would have sang on the album. Hey, High Fly Guy Kai. Welcome. Whoop, whoop. Where is this alert? Welcome. Oh, you all right? This is so good. This is why we're never gonna make it big time. We can't even just let our intro play without talking over it.
Girl, F the status quo, okay?
We're never gonna be famous.
I
don't like this music. This sounds like Final Fantasy map music, actually.
It's definitely a menu screen in some way.
This is like the planes, and what's that in Final Fantasy X?
Oh yes,
it's giving Final Fantasy X the plane.
Damn nostalgia! I only played 10 once. I played 10 like 2-3 times.
I know they had a lot of the same maps because
I'm so gay. It was because of the girls. It was because of Pain and Riku. They were some bad bitches. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? I can't hear you. BET, you ready?
She did not say BET, you ready? But I would be dead. I need that voiceover now. I need Yuna saying BET, y'all ready? I just need that to exist.
Let's go get them
right now. No, I need the Sweetie meme on Yuna and the girls. Yuna performing the Final Fantasy X2 opening. the trash Sweetie. What she was saying? I can't remember what she said when she like say something and then she turn and walk away. I can't remember what it was.
Now you got me sitting here. Now you got me guessing.
What is the Sweetie meme? Oh my God, let's go. I think she be saying let's go.
When you say when somebody drops a line and walks away, I think of Nikki. This is how bad bitch get on a.
No, but it was like such weak energy. You probably can Google just Google Sweetie let's go and just memes. Oh my God.
Let's go. When they gotta get away.
All right. Ooh, the intro done went off and I ain't changed the camera. Hold on. Hello, welcome to Otaku Talk Sunday, the best, most amateur podcast ever. I am Kawaii Bree and I am here with my co-host Twan, and he was down for everything under them belts and buckles. He's about Pain was the baddie. But yes, welcome. We are still in our complete podcast format for now. As you may or may not know, I know we haven't been live on Twitch in a minute, so hey Twitch. As you may or may not know, I had a family emergency. Oh, thank you for that. I had a family emergency, so I have literally been gone for like 2 months, and so I don't even know what you call this. Like I've been streaming just wherever I'm at, and yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. So until I'm back on my regular stuff, we've been streaming this way. But how are you, Twan?
I'm good. I've been real good. Having a nice chill work week, which has been good. Not been stressed. Just been catching up on some anime and enjoying some good music.
Great. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about anime, which has some good music, let's say, because that's going to come up. Thank you. I'm glad you told me that I was streaming under music, because we did have that fun Chloe listening party the other night. It took a minute for us to get together. Yeah, that was too fun. I was like, we need to do that again, okay? Summertime rendering is at work. Yes, I have started summertime rendering on Hulu. I actually started it after I finished Trigun. So I'm looking forward to that. One, you should check it out. I hear good things about it.
Yeah, I have too. Old, right? I'm about to check it out. I haven't.
Yeah, Is it old or new? I feel like, yeah. But today we're going to be talking about Trigun Stampede. We were talking about it, not weekly. We would just check in every once in a while. So we did 2 previous episodes, I think, where we talked about it. And then had the family emergency thing. So I just had not watched it. So I finally finished it yesterday. And Twan finished it today. So we're going to, just kind of talk about like 10 minutes ago. So it's fresh. Okay. So we're going to be talking about our final thoughts on Trigun Stampede. And my first overarching thought is I'm so glad the haters were wrong. They were so wrong.
AF.
This was amazing.
AF.
Wrong AF. Let me turn this down. So yes, if you haven't watched Trigun Stampede yet, go ahead and do yourself a favor and watch it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Hey, Critically Drinking, welcome. Funny enough, there's another show about time loops. I did watch Russian Doll on Netflix in the past. I didn't finish it. But let's go ahead and talk about Trigun Stampede because Twan has not said anything to me about it yet, and he just finished. So I want to hear your thoughts because they're 10 minutes fresh. 10 minutes ago.
I'm still kind of slick stuck. I'm still getting over the hair reveal. I literally I did a little, like when you're excited and you like shake. I did one of them little spasms where I was like slamming my hands on the keyboard and tapping my feet on the ground. Like all I could think of was the haters. I was like, see, look what happens when you just get patient, when you trust the story, when you just allow yourself to give into whatever narrative is being created, and then have your opinions at the end. Right. Be able to sit and digest a piece of art and then talk about it. How about that?
Oh my God, it was I don't know words. So I don't know what to come. Well, yeah, let's start there. The reveal at the end. We'll work our way back because I'm not going to be able to go a lot of minutes without talking about the
jump right finale. Into it. But that's just like 10 minutes ago. I'm still reeling.
So like I literally cried as it was going off. It was one of those moments like when I watched The Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker showed up. It was like that moment for me. Like the reveal of this being a prequel.
Yes, that part. Because I like it. Once I saw her all aged up, I was like, okay. And I thought I was like, she by herself now. And I was like, it would be crazy if they introduced her. And I was like, bitch, no.
Oh my God. I was so happy when I saw Meryl in her classic Meryl outfit. I don't know why it really caught me. I started tearing up. I was just so happy. Like it just felt like that ride was like so worth it. And like, I was so happy when I figured out that was July, and I was like, oh my God, is this a prequel? Like, oh my God, it was so crazy. So they didn't introduce Millie, but Millie Thompson was the new recruit that Meryl was going to be training in season 2, and I think she ended because remember he was like, wasn't she an insurance agent or something like that?
Yeah.
And like, there's the tie up at the end just made me emotional. I don't know why, but it was just beautiful, like the way they did it. And I'm just so happy. Like we were talking about why is Meryl so young? Why is she so young? Like that was one of the things we were like kind of frustrated about. But I think we were waiting to see how that paid off, and boy, did it.
Yeah, with flying colors, and it's just like. That's why you wait until the end when the show shows you that it's worth the wait, because I don't even think we ever really go into, but like Mayfair Witches, I'm just not going back to watch the ending of that because I know it's not going to be worth it. I know it's not. I genuinely know it's not, because nothing about that show and the episodes that it gave me showed me that it's capable of really gooping me. Trigun has been great from the beginning.
It has. So we found a reveal that this is indeed a prequel to the Trigun we all knew and loved, which I cannot wait for season 2. I know it's getting one and I just can't wait. But the fact that this was a prequel, let's walk back to a little bit before that, where we see how Vash kind of lost his memories and how he got the name, the humanoid, like the real $60 billion dollars, because I think in this one he
that
started
was another
off
drop that I was like screaming at. I was like, the original price.
Not y'all had to make the dollars double to cover the amount that y'all was willing to pay to have him taken out. Like, because he started off at $6 million, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
At the beginning of the show.
Hella low.
Hella low. So we finally, and it was so sad to see actually, because like for me, I don't really remember the old Trigun as well. I don't really remember all the plot points of it because it was so long ago. So I don't know how much they covered of like how he got. I feel like it was like flashbacks or something, or maybe it was like. Do you remember even how they?
I feel like there was a lot that they didn't reveal until the very, very end. Like this, right. I know that was a lot of conversation around people. Was like they kind of just showing you stuff immediately right off the bat, and I'm like, well, you know, if they're showing you this now, that means there's a plan somewhere towards the end. You know, filling up the space that this would have took. You know, like right. You got to give it time to develop. But I know the whole thing with the angel arms, like that was dope as fuck to see.
Yes,
like
it was
really dope.
They was using that fucking 3D. They were using it. Oh
like
my
we said during that one episode when he sliced up that fucking whole city, millions knives.
Yes.
Like that was like, oh yeah, I see why they use the CGI now. I really understand.
No, now we really see.
This was so remarkable. Like some of these scenes, like
these fights,
like Attack on Titan, when Armin was getting burnt to a crisp, that was emotional. That was crazy. But looking at this, I was stupefied. The colors, the pixelation, it was just like it's just you could see each and every little, like I wasn't even watching it on. I need to watch this on when I get my new TV. I need to like go back and watch this on like the ultimate of HD. Yes, I need to see this at its peak, the Magnolia TV or something, like an 8K pitch. I need to see this at its peak.
Yes, that final fight between Knives and
disgusting.
The Knives and Vash falling was the gun versus first of all, I just love how they did Knives in this version.
I need to play. I'm about to play this back in the background on my screen just so I can have it fresh in my brain.
I just love bring back the pastor. He never died in my book. The pastor was there hunting, so we even got like a prequel story of Wolfwood, which was cool. Like him, and I'm just looking so forward to seeing how these people who meet him in the future, you know, like how that's gonna be, because he won't remember them. I feel like,
because that's the thing. Like, it's not gonna be 100%. Like people are saying, like, oh, it's a prequel to what we already saw. So go back and watch the old one now. And I'm like, well, no, because it just does not fit, like continuity wise. Yeah, like there's callbacks and some stuff is, you know, fitting into this story now, but you can't just go and watch the next one. It's just not gonna make no sense. Not like that.
No, there's gonna be some plot points that are going to have to be addressed in the next season. Hey, Mandrell. But I like how they did Knives in this one, because I feel like in the original Trigun, like I like the kind of the problem or the reason that Knives was doing it. Not to say that it was different, but I love the plants, you know, them having that connection to the plants and like wanting to free them because they're their brethren. And like, I kind of like that angle. I liked seeing that Vash that was the torture, like choosing humanity or his own kind. I don't know if I feel like I really felt that it was done exactly the same way in the original Trigun. Once again, my memory is spotty, so if anybody remembers exactly, let me know. But I do feel like the way that they told the story in this one, it kind of made a lot more sense for each character, and it made it more tragic to me. Like, it was way more tragic, like Vash versus his brother in this one, because, just that angle that they were kind of telling the story from. And Knives in this one, oh my god, I'm low-key a Knives fan. I'm low-key
Knives is badass, and I like that was how they got across his motivations, because I mean,
it was if you
right, put your head in the place of this plant who can feel these beings, you know, when the humans can't. Like when they did the last run for the first time, when we saw what that was, like, you just imagine if that's your family in them bubbles getting sucked dry just because they're at their end of their lifespan. They don't get to live out the rest. I mean, granted, the rest of their lives are still in the bubble, but we don't know what their existence is really like.
They're enslaved, and then they're just murdered without any kind of care. Trash Can Wave said, "I don't like the new robotic arm." What do you think about the stylistic choice to make? I mean, it may look different it might look different though, also in the future, because he's gotten burnt and he was in an explosion. So I have a feeling he is gonna not look the same way. I don't think it's gonna be the same color. What do you think in season 2? You think it's gonna look the same in season 2?
You talking about the gun? His arm that he has on?
Yeah, his arm.
I feel like what we saw when it in that last fight is what we're probably going. Well, it might not be
exactly be black. The same. You think?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna fit what he kind of was wearing, because it was a departure from the red that we saw, and we got this whole new badass little black look, which I kind of liked.
I liked Black Bash, but I think his arm is. I don't think his arm is gonna be that greenish color. That's what I mean. I don't think his robotic arm is going to be that greenish color anymore.
Oh, okay.
I think it's going to be black. Yeah. I feel like it's going to be black now.
I don't know. I kind of liked it.
I mean, I liked it. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I thought it looked better. It didn't bother me.
Because, like, I feel like the old one was more like cyberpunk or just desert punk? Like, I feel like old Bash was definitely more desert punk.
It felt more industrial, I guess.
Right. And this one's like space tech. So I feel like it makes sense. For the story they told, I feel like the new arm makes sense. It's like space tech. It's not like, you know what I mean? So
no, I agree with you.
Unless the old arm got destroyed in the explosion, and then he gets a new one from someone on Earth, which also
could happen. That explosion though, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That was terrible.
That was ridiculous. 90% of that population.
That's damn. You might as well just.
How can he even survive that? Because once I saw that was a season 2, I'm like, well, what you gonna do? Is you gonna like put his particles back together?
Yeah, I mean, because you saw Knives was alive. Knives survived.
Wait, did I miss that?
Like at the end when he was playing the piano. That was Knives.
No, like I got it playing right now.
She called him Eric or something like that.
Oh, he did. That's right. That was him at the end with the long hair. Right. Yeah. I forgot that.
I mean, he survived, and so that stands to reason that obviously Bash survived. But if he could survive what he went through, I'm sure Bash survived as well. But I don't know. So let's walk back to that.
He kind of looked like, to be honest, it kind of looked like that scene where he first rolled up to him. If you color his hair black, that look like Aaron from Attack on Titan, because the arm is limp too, like it's cut off.
It was giving Aaron for sure. I thought the same thing. I was like, "Not you looking like Aaron, standing at the whatever."
And this kind of looked like Levi from the back, Levi Mikasa.
It was definitely giving an Attack on Titan hair. It was definitely giving an Attack on Titan haircut. So we walked it back from that reveal, which I just love that it was a prequel. And I mean, looking back at it, I definitely think the second half of the show definitely was stronger than the first half. But I feel that way about the original Trigun as well. Even though the first episode is my favorite, but I do feel like this kind of played out a lot like the first one, in the sense of it was kind of more just like meet the cast, meet the crew, have some adventures, and then shit got serious. I feel like the original one was like that too, and I feel like this one kind of followed that formula. What did you think about the pacing? Like looking at it as a whole now, like do you feel like the pacing was good?
I probably should prepare for some booze, but I'm really a fan of this version. I like the pacing. I like the way they got the story across. Like there was a moment, and we was talking about this, you had your family emergency. That's why you fell off. I can't honestly really tell you why I fell off, because we fell off exactly at the same time, and it wasn't like the first 5 episodes were bad at all, in my opinion. But I don't know, I just didn't come back to it. But the moment I did, picking up from episode 6, it was like I couldn't put it down, and I wasn't maybe 100% getting that I couldn't put it down vibe from the first 5 episodes, but it was still good. Right. I was still appreciating everything that they were doing. I was loving animation. I was a fan of the choices. So yeah, the second half, I gotta say, is stronger just off of my watching experience. I didn't want to put it down.
Yeah, I definitely binged the second half. Like, oh my God. Like, I clicked through to the next episode so quick when it went in that I made a mistake and skipped an episode. I skipped episode 10 by mistake, I think. And
didn't even care. Next episode.
I didn't even care. I think it had already switched to next episode, and then I hit next episode, and I think I ended up skipping one, and I knew I was lost, but I just did not care. Like, because I think I skipped the one between basically when they were going after Knives and when Knives captured Vash in the water tank. I skipped that episode kind of in the middle, Humanity, I think. And I was like, wait, I missed something. I was so into it, I did not even care. I didn't care. I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep watching. And then I went back and saw the episode. But yeah, I agree. The second half definitely was like, if the whole show was like that, I think I would have been like just telling everybody to watch it. But I definitely think the first few episodes, I wouldn't have binged those, I think. I mean, I definitely wanted to watch them, but they weren't to the same degree as the last ones. And I appreciated the pacing in the last episode, because once they started, the last few episodes, because once they started going, they were just going. They didn't have much filler. They didn't have a lot of, some shows cut around, like when you get to that final fight, it's a lot of cutting around. I feel like they didn't do that, which is annoying to me. Like, how you're in a fight and you like want to see what's going to happen, but they cut to somewhere else.
Right.
And
you're like, they didn't really 10 minutes later.
Yeah. So I really appreciated that they did not do that.
It just breaks the immersion. Like it really takes you out of it. Like, and they kept their foot on the gas this whole time. Like, I'm just looking at it right now. Like, it's so fluid. The way, like when they're, like you said, when they're falling, like the choreography of their body is just like struggling to get this little cube, man. All the little pieces, the elements working it. I was freaking out.
And I just love seeing Vash kind of grow up. Like, this is kind of reminds me of what I loved about him in the original one, where he was goofy. I like that they kind of explained that in this one. Like how he pretends to be goofy and like smile and all that stuff to like, so the humans will accept him. I like that they kind of wrote that into his story, of why he's so goofy. And then, like, to see him be serious when the time called to be serious, how deadly he is. Like, I just remember why I love Trigun Stampede so much. But yeah, that whole speech about when they were like in space and he was telling him he's gonna just disappear for a while and then he'll come back, and that was cute. That was wholesome as fuck to me. I don't know. And then like Knives was like, that's the best excuse you can come up with. You like all this time and that's what
I chuckled to myself. I did chuckle to myself when he said that.
But I thought it was wholesome.
Something else too. Yeah.
Right. But it was wholesome. And like, I don't know. I just love the way they revealed that this was a prequel. It really made it so much better. I'm actually really happy that I didn't know that going in.
Whatever my final rating would have been for this, that probably took it up like 2 points just off top.
Yeah. I don't know. What would your rating be for the show, though?
As a whole, I'll probably give it like 8.5. 8.5 to a 9, just because some of these sequences, I don't think I've seen any of it like this, specifically in this way before. Like when Million Knives first got introduced in that full form, like with his wing out and those tentacles in the back, and he sliced through the truck like a tic-tac-toe board. But he also sliced through the 4 or 5 guards there too. It's just crazy. And the scene where when he had the Wolverine claws and he attacked those 5 men. Oh, I was shook. My jaw dropped. I was like, not them showing this man just like shoving these knives into this man's eyeballs so smoothly too. It was like butter.
Like, and you weren't gonna ever get that with the old one, with the hand-drawn animation. I just love that. Like, they really was like, no, you ain't gonna be worried about this hand-drawn actor, because I just loved how Knives felt so much more. I don't know. Like, I even went back and looked at some old scenes with Knives, and he just seems so much more, I guess because this is a prequel. Now, I do think that Knives in the next season is going to be more like I remember Knives being. Like, he's just a maniac. But, I mean, by the time we get to season 2, everybody on site. Like, he's worse. As bad as we think he was this season, he's going to be worse. But I just really like how they fleshed out Knives. And, I don't know, he was just so cool.
I'm going to miss that hair.
Like, yes.
I love it. Millions Knives, the whole aesthetic is just
fire.
That's a good choice.
Yes, it's fire as fuck. I mean, I like TikTok Knives. I call them TikTok Knives and Vash. Like, I just find they're so aesthetic. Like, they look like they could be like K-pop idols.
That's probably why I love them.
I know. But that one face that Knives made, I think it was the episode before he confronted Vash when he was playing the piano. He just looked up and he frowned. I was like, yes. Like, I don't know. I just love this animation. It's so aesthetic. And they did such a good job with their expressiveness and everything. Like, I have nothing but wonderful things to say about it. I think he might have a different coat in season 2.
Than the black one?
Yeah. I think he's going to have more.
You think it's going to be classic? Going to look any more? Yeah, I was about to say looking like the classic one, because they're definitely going to keep his hair like that, obviously.
Right.
Now that they've given it to the fan base, they're not going to go back.
Well, because his coat would have been burnt up. So I feel like it's going to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's going to have that red coat because Rem loved the color red and the geraniums, and his adoptive Earth family also gave him a red coat. So I feel like in the next season it's going to be like, this is a symbol of like who I am or something like that. So I think he's going to find a way to get a red coat. I don't think it's going to be the same one he had on. I think it's going to be closer to the original one. So with this being a prequel, I'm just looking forward to seeing how they connect us to the story that we know. You know what I mean? Like that in between.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around the spectacles. I'm sorry, but I'm such a fanboy for the glitz, for the sparkly.
I know. I wish my internet was better so I could play some of those scenes, because I mean, is my internet out here, which that's going to be better next week. But my internet out here right now, if I tried to show it, it would be like a PowerPoint slide. So we're not going to do that. But like for me, as someone who loved the Dead Fantasy, remember those, the animations where they were just fighting? Like, as somebody who loved watching fight scenes like in the past, so many of these scenes were just beautiful. I mean, even the one with, actually all of them. Rolo. What was the guy name that they were fighting where we left off? I cannot remember his name to save my life.
Livio?
Yes. Like those fight. I mean, and then the culmination of Knives versus Vash. I mean, all of the fight sequences were beautiful. Even that early one when he was fighting, was it the Nebraska, whatever guys?
The
like
brothers.
How he was just, how he was dodging them and stuff like that. I mean, they all were done so well. But it was very beautiful to watch.
When we came back on from episode 6, I think to either that was the beginning, the end of Livio and Livio's fight with the priest. Yeah, Wolfwood.
Yeah. Which it was a tragic end. I was like, oh.
Yes. What is with these people unaliving themselves in all these shows? Last of Us done shook me up. Now you. Because they didn't have the tie-in, the type of their story until like towards the end of the end of the show in the original, right?
What?
Wolfwood and Livio?
I don't really remember. That's what I was like. I'm gonna have to go back. I am gonna actually go back and watch the original one now, especially because this was a prequel, and I want to know, like, okay, how did it play out in the old one versus the new one? So I don't know better. I haven't watched Trigun in.
Oh, I'm right there with you. I've seen it once. I've seen it once all the way through years ago, but I still remember certain scenes like really vividly.
Yeah, like I watched it through like. I had to be 15 or something, and I watched it through a couple times. But it used to come on Toonami as well. And so I think another reason I struggle with some of it is because I used to just watch random ass episodes. Like if you know how Toonami was, so like if you catch it, you just gotta watch it. So I feel like I just watched a lot of episodes out of context, out of order. Yeah, so I have no.
I was the one-time king for a lot of early animes. I didn't really start rewatching animes until I got back into anime, and that's when I really started watching animes more than once.
And like I had Trigun, the DVD unfortunately, was in there.
First. Cowboy Bebop was in it as well. Only saw it through once.
But it's normal though.
Only saw it through once.
Because back then you had to buy the DVD if you wanted to watch the episodes over and over again. Because I had like the first 6 episodes of Trigun on DVD.
So, I had all of the Dragon Ball series on VHS.
Jesus, how many VHS was it on?
It's a lot of VHS. It's a lot of girl. That's like in the shelves because I was just so enamored with the fact that you would line them all up together and the spine will form a scene. You know, so each spine had a different piece of an image. So anytime I was at Walmart or wherever, I would get my grandma and my mama to buy me Dragon Ball VHS so I could make the little picture and stack them up. I have no idea. Half of those, I think my brother probably has some of those. I know the other half is like in stores somewhere, but.
I'm so glad we're past those days because I was just thinking about when you said that all those Sims games I had, like it was before they started making the cases. They stopped making it. I think I don't remember when it happened, but you used to have to get a whole. You know how stuff used to come packaged up. Like you get a computer game, it was like a whole box and all this stuff, and then they started to make it more like those slim CD cases. Like, but you know how them old CDs. And
no, they were huge. I think that was like how like PlayStation. I think PlayStation 1 had theirs like that before they went to those slim, like how CD cases when you buy a CD.
Yeah, and remember they had the books in them too.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, like games used to come with like guides inside them, and CDs came with lyric books and everything, which we need those back.
The era of lyric books disappearing, I never was a fan of that. I can't remember what album it was that I bought that didn't have a lyric book in it, and I felt away.
That's why artists have started releasing lyric videos to some of their songs. But I'm like, I need y'all to just have, I don't know, like I just need y'all to put lyrics in the description or something.
Did T-Pain have a lyric book in his? Is that why everybody was getting that lyric wrong?
No, I think they stopped putting lyric books, because it had started getting to the point where they stopped doing the books. Then they started doing like the fold out, like the poster, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think, and then they just started just not putting a book in there at all. I feel like T-Pain came out post CD era, because after Napster and everything came out, you might not even buy the CD.
That's true.
So I think he came out at that time. We need one for Chloe. We need one for Chloe.
A lyric book.
We need one for Heart on My Sleeve.
Because the way we argued about that, I still haven't went back to like really.
I went back and listened to it. I went back and listened to it. Now I did notice something. I listened to it without headphones from my laptop, and I heard all whatever y'all was saying. I was like, okay, I can see how they can hear that, because I thought about it what y'all were saying, and then I was like, let me listen as if I hear those.
I can feel of it, baby.
Yeah, I can feel of it, baby. And I was like, let me listen. Now, when I listened on my laptop alone, I was like, okay, I hear that. But when I put the headphones on, I heard everything.
Mm.
So I
feel like nobody was really, and that's another thing too. I don't think anybody was really listening to this with them good headphones.
Yeah, I had them good headphones on though.
Right, I had on my little PlayStation over one ear
Oh,
headphones.
see, and Yella did too.
That's what I was saying. I
See, I
feel
was
like
the only one who
we
had in-ear headphones on.
yeah. Because I'm
Right.
telling you, my experience listening to it, like in the quiet, with my little wine and my greenery, it's just a different experience. It just really
and
was.
just listening to it with in-ear headphones on too, I feel like are a little bit different, depending on the quality. But yeah, I was laughing. So anyway, sorry about that little side thing, but yes, I had a few episodes of Trigun on DVD, so I'm gonna go back and watch it now. But I went back and looked at a few scenes after finishing the finale, and I was like, "Ooh, it's crusty."
Not crusty.
It was. It's like so starting to go from this fluid aesthetic studio orange version of Trigun and go back. And I never would have thought I'd be saying that, you know. But you know, when we did our 90s aesthetic show, how we talked about the imperfections that the hand-drawn anime brought that these newer anime don't have. And oh my gosh, I was like, boy, they ain't never lied.
Vash was so cartoony too. He was so Looney Tunes in his facial expression.
Not Looney Tunes.
Like, you know, not I can't say Looney Tunes, but like, you know, like in some anime, like when they face is literally like 6 lines. You know, like real simple or real over exaggerated. Like we got so I saw more of that, especially in those last 2 episodes. I saw a lot more of that in their body language and their movement than I saw in their faces, like in the original. Like, you know, Vash, there was moments where, you know, like in in Looney Tunes, where like Bugs Bunny would see Lola or something and his jaw would drop to the literal floor.
Oh, you know, they was
Vash did that.
They was doing that to the max on the original Trigun.
Exactly. And I saw some of that in like the body language, which kind of felt nice and warm. Like when her teacher said her name for the first time, said Meryl for the first time, and she did that jump and like sonic speed over to where he was to be like, you said my name. Like that was the kind of stuff I mean. Like I saw more of their facial expressions in their body language, which was like, I felt like really good callbacks.
Yeah, because you know, back in the old school days, it was closer to manga where they would do like these small, chibi, simplified versions when they make funny faces, or you know how they know how they would do. Like he go from being all serious to like this, like Caillou
Demon Slayer does that a lot.
Demon Slayer does that a lot, yeah. So I mean, that's how the old one was, but they chose not to really do that, which, like you said, they could, because Demon Slayer still very much so does that. But I like the choices they made. He definitely kept. I know the fight with the Nebraska brothers, I feel like was, to me, even though it wasn't as silly as the fight in the original one, I feel like it was a callback to Goofy, that like how he was running and some of the poses he was doing, and like when he did the ballet spin and stuff like that. Like I think they did a good balance of bringing it, you know, kind of how he was in the original.
But nobody was getting like comically hammered into the ground like a nail.
Right. Yeah. Or getting like chibi-fied after, because like how tall is Bash? Like, I don't know how tall Bash is, but you know, he would go from being super tall in the old anime to being like shorter than Meryl. So that was kind of ridiculous.
Which would have been adorable though, to see this TikTok this TikTok Vash, a chibi version. I kind of want to see it.
Okay, feel the air. I'll be right back.
Oh, not me knocking over a bottle. I got an alcohol problem. But yeah, I want to see like, you know, like at DreamCon or DragonCon, they got the little chibi pins. I want to see what a chibi version of this version of Vash looks like. I'm actually about to Google it. If I can find one, I'm a post it. Oh, there goes the chat. I haven't seen the chat this whole time. Yeah, I agree with Twan said. I don't know how long ago that was. Steampunk. That's a while back when we was talking about the arm.
Oh yes. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
I was like, because I wasn't even seeing the chat this whole time until you left. I was like, I can't even. No, I can see it now though.
Oh, I thought you. I didn't realize it. I thought you could see it. But
no, yes. That was my fault because Restream is moved over, cut off on my monitor.
But while I was thinking about it, because we were talking about Demon Slayer, I know we're gonna be watching it when they come out. I'm like, sorry, all these freaking birds are outside the window, and the ducks were like mixed in with the birds, and I was like, what the fuck is that? They were like in the grass. My bad. Are you gonna pick up Nier now that the first season is done? Are you still? What's your take on that?
No, I think I am. Because I definitely want to see where it goes. Did it end? I think it ended, right?
I feel like it should be because it started with Trigun, so I feel like it should be done.
Yeah, I do want to pick it.
More than 12 episodes.
Because I know I saw some clips. I follow this Instagram page where he posts like little snippets of like really well animated fight scenes, and that gets me like really interested in going and discovering some new anime I haven't seen. But he posted a clip from Nier that had me like, ooh, okay, so y'all are doing things.
Right. I mean, I definitely had a lot of hope for it, even with that first sequence. I might have said bad 3D, but when she like flipped into the room and she started fighting, like that made me excited for some future.
Oh, it's only 8 episodes.
Oh, it's only 8?
It's only 8.
The season finished? Because I feel like it's supposed to be some more.
Oh yeah, it would have been more than 8.
Okay, I think they had some issues or something that happened. They had some kind of issue where I think they didn't finish it or something like that, or I just feel like I've heard in like
due to a certain sickness in the workplace, this anime was put on indefinite hold until the staff are up to it again. So I think it might not have been finished.
That sounds like. Do you believe it?
I don't know. I'm about to look it up because I ain't gonna lie to you.
Animation studios,
some of these mangaka been. What? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, with what I've heard about how some of these studios be working. I mean, unless they got, what would they have got? I don't know. I'm wondering if the reception just wasn't good. You know what I mean? Because, like, for me, I'm like, okay, I don't think that the animation studio did a great job with the 3D. So I'm wondering if it was more so like y'all didn't do a good job, or they lost the contract or something like that because of the response. Now I know our response to the 3D was not good, but I don't know if a lot of people felt that way. So I kind of feel like it might have been that, like, we good. We want somebody else to do it. Maybe they went and saw Studio Orange. It was like, hey,
back to the drawing board.
If I would have saw what Studio Orange did with Trigun, I would have kind of been like, maybe we should go with Studio Orange. Like, especially
you airing at the same exact time.
Yeah.
Don't let me be strapped for time and I gotta choose.
I would hate to have any animation that's with 3D and like be premiering at the same time as Trigun Stampede. Studio Orange did great. I would say they did some of the best 3D animation and fully 3D animated anime I've seen in a long, like, period. I would say even better than Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I mean, well, Demon Slayer is more like a combination.
It's a combination, but I feel like when they do the 3D, I feel like if the 3D looked like Trigun Stampede 3D when they went to 3D, or it's not that it's bad, it's just when Demon Slayer goes 3D, it's like really like, oh, they 3D. You know what I mean? It's very like obvious that it's happening. They don't try to hide it, which is fine. And I think they do a good job. It's not to say that Demon Slayer doesn't do a good job, because I love the way the like water, and it looks like a Japanese kind of watercolor painting and stuff. I think it's really beautiful. More so the backgrounds, like their backgrounds, to me, are not the best.
See, now, because I had to go back as soon as you said that, I pulled up the Tanjiro versus the Rui fight, the demon spider. That was like the first scene that really like caught niggas' attention. And I'm trying to like just look at the animation style of it all. And I'm like, I kind of agree with you.
I feel like the backgrounds are always lacking. Like it's
they put
just
all
copy paste, infinite building, infinite trees. Like it just be infinite plane. It be giving infinite plane. Like if they're fighting in the street, it look like the street go on forever. If they fighting in the woods go on forever.
Yeah, I guess I can kind of feel that. Yeah. Versus the scenery and Trigun Stampede is like a really huge part, I feel like, of the fight choreography in itself. Like they really utilize every little bit of the space they're taking up in these fight sequences. And a lot of what I'm looking at right now with Demon Slayer is like, yeah, they do have really amazing animation and CGI when they do include it, but it's so heavily focused on the two.
It's just the characters I think, are the characters in the effect 3D? I think the characters and the effects are 3D in Demon Slayer when they go 3D as well, but they kind of, the art style they use on the models makes them look 2D, right?
I'm looking at it now and it doesn't really look like there's a huge crazy difference in the characters themselves. I think it's more in the weapon and the like expression of their ability. Okay.
Yeah, but see how they, like, I like how the weapons or even the expression of the weapons have a 2D paint style on them. You know what I mean? Like they don't look completely 3D, and I wish they would just do that with the background too. Like use 3D modeling, but you paint it so that it doesn't look 3D. You know what I mean? And I think that's what like Trigun Stampede does well. Like everything is 3D all the time, but they color it in cell shading so that it's not so like it looks like anime, it's colored like anime, but it's all 3D, which when you need to do that rotation or you need to have a 3D plane for a fight, it's not so like, it's just not so startling to the eye. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like Studio Orange has done 3D the best to me. I mean, most anime are doing it in the way Demon Slayer is doing it. Let me see. What about Attack on Titan? Yeah, they do the same thing.
Oh, Attack on Titan ain't got nothing on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but they do the same thing where you're in these completely 2D spaces and then you go to a 3D space for certain parts and it looks 3D.
Yeah, because I'm looking. I now switched over to the Tanjiro when they was fighting the Twisted Bottle Cap Demon.
The Twisted Bottle Cap Demon? Oh Gitaro. Yeah, right. What we calling him? Who was calling Mariah Carey?
The Mariah Carey Demon, that's what it was.
We calling him the Mariah Carey Demon.
The Shamar of the Demons.
Right. Yeah, we did.
But yeah, that one is like the actual characters are consistently, it feels like 2D, and everything else is what they put in 3D, like their weapons, even the backgrounds.
Yeah, that's true. Because the demon, his sister's like little robe things were like 3D as well.
Mm-hmm.
When she would like use her like whatever
her fabric.
That was very 3D looking. So yeah, I think Studio Orange has made, to me, this is the standard of what I want to see if anime is going a 3D route.
Yeah, same. Although it did take me a moment to get used to, in some of the movement, it felt like, what's the word? I don't want to say buffering, because buffering still implies that it was like, I don't want to say it was choppy, but the movements, I don't know how to explain it. It felt like they were moving a little slow when they weren't supposed to be moving slow.
Like what's going on, like in a fight or just like in conversation?
Just in like conversation, like perfect. Like in the episode where we got introduced to his adoptive family.
Okay.
And we met him and what's his name? The mean guy that was really nice inside.
Steve.
Huh?
Why I say that man named Steve? Is his name Steve?
You did say Steve. No, I don't think it's Steve. It's
Steve. It's definitely Steve. Or it's Brad. It's a white man name. Is it Steve?
I feel like Brad. Brad feels better than Steve.
I just got two white man names, and if it was in my head, white man.
It's Mark. It's Luke.
It's Mark Luke. John. Now I gotta look at this man's name. I feel like is it Steve or Brad?
It is.
If y'all listening to this show, what is your standard white person name? Like if somebody was like, they had a real white name, like what would you immediately say? It's Brad. His name is Brad.
Oh, it is Brad. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw
he had that hairstyle in the original one. He had that hairstyle like that dude on what's that? Why can't Yu Yu Hakusho? You know the hairstyle.
Hughey. Wait, no.
Like that little like the little gangster hairstyle. Like cause somebody on Tokyo.
With the guy with the spirit sword.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it like, is that a bouffant? Is that what they call it?
I don't know what that shit is, but I be seeing it. And somebody in Tokyo Revengers wear it too. I think Takemichi had it on in Tokyo Revengers. But he got that hairstyle in the original one. So
somebody in Akame Got Killed got that hairstyle too. They love that shit. Yeah,
they do. Critically Drinking said Kyle. Kyle is his name, his go-to name. Yeah, it's Steve or Brad for me. So.
But there was a part where Steve and I guess her name was Legato.
Brad.
Oh, Legato. Brad. I said Steve. Damn. Brad and Legato.
Hey, Yellow.
When he was kind of like eyeing Vash, and he was like looking at him from the left and looking at him from the right, and crouching down and looking at him from the left and looking at him from the right. That specific scene is kind of like what I pinpointed on as like I had to get used to that type of movement because now it feels kind of normal. But when I first watched it, I don't know how to explain it other than it just felt like it was a little bit slowed down than what it was supposed to be.
Like it seemed like it was supposed to be like a goofy scene where he does that like anime quick like bounce and then like teleport like that. Like you can't do stuff like that when it's 3D animated.
And that's what I kind of felt. That's what it was. I felt like the rendering was like a percentage off or something.
Yeah,
but it was
like
still
you can't
smooth.
make it go too fast because then you get that weird blurred effect. He said, "Why the thumbnail look like y'all shading the fuck out of somebody?" Because we are shading all the people who was hating on Trigun Stampede because they missed out on the great. Probably I don't know. Out of everything I started this winter anime season, this was probably the best one. I feel like. And I am going to be watching Summertime Rendering, but I feel like that's not a new anime. But maybe it is. I don't know. But I understand that because there were some times with even Meryl, like where she was being silly, or I don't know, it would be some movements. I think I know what you're talking about. Like she would like move a certain way, like her body would sway or something like that, and it just looked weird to me. I can't remember exactly, but it would just be those moments where she was like doing that silly stuff, like you were saying. Like it could just be me because I've watched so much anime that I know what that would look like if it was a classic anime. And then watching it in 3D is kind of like that feels like she was supposed to do like some kind of quick movement, but they just like made it not, and then it looked weird to me.
Your brain connected all them dots immediately for you.
Yes, and I feel like that's what made it look weird. Yeah. So, but you know how I watch TV. You know, I don't watch stuff like regular stuff. Was there anything, let's see, before, because I'm going to ask you something that's going to send us off of this topic completely. So I just want to make sure you get anything else you want to say about Trigun out. I do want to say I love
really well done.
I do want to say the music that they played for the fight. I think it was the same one on the first episode, but it was really beautiful. The score.
Oh yeah, and I was still belting the intro. That is like, I just love the intro so much. I really like out of anime intros for these shows. I feel like this is the one out of the last couple seasons that I legit have been singing. I haven't done that for an anime in a minute. Like really been belting out their openings like that. So that says something to me personally.
Yes. I think it overall had a pretty strong music catalog. The outro we felt more slice of life. Knowing what I know now about it being kind of a prequel, I guess I'm okay with it I feel like they could have done something else. I'm really excited to see what kind of music they pick for season 2. because I feel like they're like trying to tell a very specific story and have a certain energy, that I feel like they're gonna pick something that's closer to that rock, like hardcore intro. So
I'm also excited just to see what Millie looks like. Like, do you think she's gonna be like, this big beautiful hulking figure of a woman? Because she was
keep her the same. I think they are gonna keep
shoulders was out there too, and I would love to see it.
I want to see how she is, because she was so goofy. But I think they were trying to give us an idea of that with how goofy Meryl was in her young new recruit kind of form, and like Millie being that way. But I wanted to.
They like fully foreshadowed.
Yeah.
When she was like joking around when she was like trying to like after the little time skip, and she realized she was gonna have somebody under her, so she was like jokingly calling a rookie.
Yeah.
So I think she's definitely going to mirror the relationship that she had. Like, Millie's going to come in and be just as goofy, I feel like, as she was in the original.
I guess that's how she had so much. I feel like it's a good choice because it gets you to understand why she had so much patience for Meryl. Because for me, I couldn't stand. I mean, not Meryl, Millie.
Yeah.
I liked Millie as the comic relief, but let's be real, she would be annoying as fuck to work with. But I feel like with them giving her this backstory of like she was that and she had this like mentor who died, like I feel like it kind of gives a little bit more, like, I don't know, context for it to make sense of why she would see that as like endearing instead of annoying and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I felt bad too. That's another thing, because I always sympathize with somebody when they're in this situation and they always have the ability to say, and I didn't even want to be here. Because when he got that nail through the stomach, that's all I thought he was saying in his head. This fucking bitch got me all up in here. I done tried to leave like 3 times.
He was like, I am not trying to do this. We done got roped up in here. Yeah, that was fucked up. But how are they not madder at Wolfwood?
You do not know.
What? You don't know?
No, okay, do not know.
I was like, am I overthinking it? Because I'd be kind of low-key mad at this man. Like, y'all, you basically walked me into this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I guess he came back and saved Millie. So not Millie, Meryl. So we were supposed to be like, okay. He's just a pawn on the chessboard. He didn't really have no control.
I mean, I'm happy because he is a badass character with badass character design. I love seeing him whipping around that big ass cross. So more of that in season 2, please.
Yeah, I mean, he came back and saved Meryl. So I guess that was like his he's not really on any. He's neutral. He's like Rolo and all his friends. He's just kind of been a casualty of war, I guess, is what we're supposed to look at. But I just feel like I wanted them to say a little bit more to him. Like, I feel like everybody was just like, it's cool. But I mean, they were going after knives. Yeah, right. I guess they were going after knives anyway, so I guess it wasn't a big deal, maybe. But you said you overall enjoyed it. I'm sorry, I interrupted with the music, but
no, I definitely enjoyed it a lot. I'm probably gonna go back and watch it again in the future. Give it a couple weeks. Because I didn't go back and watch those first 5 episodes. I came back, so I kind of want to watch that too now, knowing that it is a prequel, kind of. So I want to go back and watch the entire thing again, and I'm motivated to do so. So it was good anyway.
Yeah. So you said an 8.5. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. I don't know. I love the original Trigun fan, so I feel like it's nostalgia, and I think they did it justice and more. And I'm actually looking forward to season 2. I mean, next year anime is gonna be so good. I have so many things I'm looking forward to watching.
We're gonna be overloaded because just the rest of this year alone, like 2004. Don't let 2024 come. Like there's so much. Not just
I'm excited. Solo leveling. I'm already gonna scream when Demon Slayer come on. Like, I'm going to scream. We finally will finish Attack on Titan at the end of this year. I'm just ready for Chainsaw Man to come back.
Oh yeah.
Whenever that is. Yes, I
forgot we saw Reese at the end.
Yes, so I'm very excited for that. So I'm just looking forward to it. I'm so happy with a lot of the stuff that I've been able to watch this year. So With that being said, Trigun was amazing. I'm going to ask you a question before we move on because we're an hour in. So I know we've been talking about it around it. I'm going to clip this out, but how do you feel about Mayfair Witches? Is Twan here?
Yeah, I'm here. It's just snore. Like,
I want you to let it all out. This is your moment to let it all out.
It's just a really boring experience. There's nothing captivating about any of these characters. Nobody really does an amazing job. There's people that try to do their best with what they're given, and I feel bad for them. And the fact that they have to waste their time on this when they probably turned down some other opportunities that probably would have been a lot more advantageous than wasting their time on this. I feel like the choice of last year was just dropping the ball at every single any which way you could look at it, because like this person is supposed to be this like intimidating figure, something that everybody's supposed to be. Yeah, like there's ways you do villainous but with charisma. There's way you can be intimidating but still like alluring. Like there was nothing really redeemable about that role, that character, or that actor doing that role. Like it just was let down in every facet of the word. And do not get me started on the main character, because why does she keep getting these jobs? Like, who does she know in the industry? Who does she have these ties with?
That's you saying she was somebody got to be an auntie, one of her parents.
No, somebody. Is she a Nepo baby?
Yeah.
Because it's just not given. It's not given.
I don't want to say it's because she's pretty and white.
You could only really, never mind. Let me not do that.
Nothing I've seen her in is like, why is she getting? This feels like if you couldn't make the cut to work on Interview with the Vampire, you just got put on Mayfair Witches. Like this feels like you went out to work on Interview with the Vampire and you got put on Mayfair Witches.
But I'm mad this exists because I feel like it's rubbing off on Interview with the Vampire. We just got the news that our girl ain't coming back. And I feel like I don't have no reason.
That this is connected to Mayfair Witches. I think she's working on Avatar 3, 4, 5. So she getting a check.
That was she working on instead?
Yeah, she's. I mean,
in that case,
working on it instead. But I know she's in Avatar 3, 4, and 5.
Damn.
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. That's chicks. You know what I mean? So I feel like it possibly is that, because they should be filming it like now or this year. And I know the Interview with the Vampire cast is starting filming for season 2, I think. So yeah, I'm really sad to see Bailey Bass go. I'm just not convinced this new girl would do it justice.
And she's not. I mean, I hate to say that, I really do, but it's just like that gave me a certain feeling, and she's not gonna be able to get away the way I feel when Claudia's staring into your eyes, trying your whole livelihood. I don't think no other actress is gonna be able to.
I'm gonna give her a chance, but I'm just the idea that she would match the accent, the same expressions, intensity. I mean, she might kill it.
She might. If Mayfair Witches
didn't exist, I would have 100% confidence that this new girl is gonna kill it. But the fact that the team of the Interview with the Vampire is not the same as Mayfair Witches, but related, is making me question everything. Like, I'm nervous about everything now. I have trust issues because how are these two shows on the same network?
We were so excited for Mayfair Witches. We were so lit about it. And that goes to show you how bad it have to be for us to get taken down so quickly, so easily, because like I was ready for the ride.
I hung in there.
But, yeah, as long as we could. And that's the thing too. It had elements, right? Like it had pieces that could have went somewhere. Like even the shocking just standalone scenes, like when they put that necklace on that woman and locked her in the basement, and then it made her like slam her head into the thing until he got free and then somehow disappeared. Like, I'm interested in like what the fuck is that about? Like is it like, did you, and you got further than I did. Really... Did you even get any answers to that? Like, why was it that nobody else could wear the necklace?
Well, he would have to choose, but I don't, the only other person we saw wear it was another Mayfair witch, like later on, Tess. And
I don't know how it got out of the basement.
Yeah, so we didn't get to see a non-Mayfair witch wear it again. We saw, what's his name? I still can't remember that man's name. The black dude, whatever.
Hands. We're gonna call him Hands.
Hands had it, but he didn't have it on. He just had it. So we didn't get to see anybody else wear it. But the thing is, everybody else besides the main characters were acting, like really trying so hard to like really
were they, or was it just Carlotta?
Carlotta,
I feel like it was kind of just Carlotta.
Carlotta did good. Her little ghost sister was cute. Her little ghost sister. It was just like extras. I mean, none of the main people. Like the extras was like, this my moment. Like they was really trying to give it they all. When I say none of the main characters, I mean none. Like not Uncle whatever his name was.
Yeah.
The main character. What's Hands? I feel like Hands. I feel like he tried, but he required chemistry with the person he was acting with. I feel like if he had somebody that they had chemistry, he would have been better.
I say if you had 250% actors and actresses together in a scene and they had chemistry, it forgives so much. You know?
Yeah.
Because there's awkward moments in real conversation. There's weird moments in regular conversation. But if there's something there that you can latch on that keep you in the moment with them, right? Like I feel like it's so much more forgiving than if you got 25% actors and actresses in a scene and they don't got chemistry. Then I'm just staring at a bad scene, waiting for the next one.
Even the scene when she finally smashed Lasher, it was like, now like to me, because I thought early on they were foreshadowing that Lasher was who she was waiting for. It's like because they kind of did that thing where she always hooked up with these random guys her whole life and she's never committed, and it seemed like it was painting a picture that's because Lasher she just had this, it was born in her, right? So I'm thinking, finally when her and Lasher get to it, it's gonna be passion. And it was so weird. First of all, the actor who played Lasher seemed like he had a little body conscientiousness, because every time Lasher had a scene, he was under sheets. He was in sheets up to his mid back, maybe a little higher, right? Like every time we saw Lasher,
I only saw him have in a scene.
Yeah, like once. Remember when he was with the mom, right?
Yeah,
he had a sheet almost up to his nipple line. Like it seemed like
he get out the shower with the towel wrapped around his nipples.
Yeah, and the towel would be like really high up. Like, you know what I mean? And even when he had the scene with the girl, the main chick, Rowan, it was the same way. Like, where these sheets coming from? I don't know where these sheets coming from. So I wasn't really into it.
Yeah, you would think if you this powerful old spirit thing, whatever, like you would have some dominance about you, like even if you got a couple rolls here or there, but it's like, who gonna check me? I'm here to smash.
This is supposed to be basically like a demonic entity who his whole existence depends on him smashing these Mayfair witches.
Yeah, so you're supposed to be rolling in the sex.
These are supposed to be witches who are supposed to be the embodiment of divine female energy, which is sexy. This was the most unsexy show I've seen in my life.
She said we supposed to have divine demonic sex, and now we have wet, musky, dewy, wet hair, but no action, just horizontal monster mash. That's what we got instead.
It was not cute. It was just the childbirth scene was terrible.
Oh, she had a baby.
she had a baby.
Spoil it for me because I told you I didn't even know we was going to talk about it in this episode.
This show was so bad that I fell asleep on the season finale and didn't even realize I fell asleep on the season finale and thought I finished it. So then I had to go back and watch it. I was like, oh, I still had 15 minutes of show left. And apparently she had a baby. So it doesn't sound like the male or female gaze. It ain't. I don't know whose gaze this show is for. Because I don't know a man or a woman who really was enjoying anything. It was the most unsexy show I've ever. This could have been on daytime TV. This feel like The Young and the Restless. Like this feel like soap opera.
Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, this feel like one of them old. It's just like, how do we go from Lestat and what's his name, and Jacob Anderson character Louis showing cheeks, floating, bare butt, just full body out. Okay.
Savage.
To this. How? I don't understand. How is this in the same universe? You want me to believe this same girl smashed Lestat?
Right. I feel like if Lestat knew, he wouldn't allow it. If he knew your choices, he would not allow it.
I want to see her and Sam Reed in the scene together, because if she
it's
can't
not
have
gonna work.
chemistry,
It's not gonna work.
If she can't have chemistry with Sam Reed, she need to sit down somewhere.
It's not even that she not gonna have chemistry with him, because Sam gonna be able to have chemistry with a piece of paper. It's gonna be the fact that he gonna outact her, and it's gonna be abysmal in comparison. This man gonna give you fucking Juilliard, and then she's gonna give you improv at the Y. You know, like
she's like, this date night, I just got pulled up on stage to do improv, and my husband in the audience. That's what it's giving. That sounds.
It's gonna be such a stark difference. Because just imagine Lestat delivering some powerful ass monologue, and then she go to reply, and it's Kirsten Dunst from Twilight.
Not Kirsten Stewart.
Kirsten Stewart, right?
I just can't even imagine it, because I'm just I don't have.
It's just not good. It's not a good show.
I googled the man who played Lasher, which is also the infuriating thing for me. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Okay. I said I googled the guy who played Lasher, to see how he looked regular. They made him look worse.
Wait, what?
And he don't always have his hair like that. You know what I mean? And like the suit that they was determined to keep this man in. That suit was so terrible. Like, you remember we talked about his hairline. You remember we talked about the styling choices they could have made. I've seen pictures, because I had to Google, the actor, see what else he been in. But I'm like, I've seen just in passing, not to say he looks like suddenly like a different person, but just I've seen pictures of him, and I'm like, y'all just purposely styled him. Like, that suit, for me, it was so bad. They kept him in that terrible suit. They could have picked a better color. They put him in a black suit. He looked like a man who he looked like how regular dudes look when they put on a suit. Like when they never wear suits and it's a little bit too big, like they just went and got a size. It's not tailored. It just like, he looks like he going to a job interview. And they're like, he just bought a suit for the job interview. And that's what he looked like.
No, I feel like I get those vibes 100%.
Yeah. It just, and then the baby was him.
Wait. Explain that to me, please.
The baby was him. He was like mating with
like
nature,
he was trying to make his
birth himself.
So he was like trying to create a new vessel for him.
For himself, yeah. So the baby she had was Lasher. She had Lasher.
And this isn't like a time travel thing. This is like him,
No,
like he took over the baby's body.
I get, like, it was weird, and that was weird for me because it was like the scene, like the last couple minutes, like the last episode, basically. He took her to the place where you remember they were showing the old timey witches. I don't even know. Yeah, you had saw the midwife. Witch lady. He took her basically there in her mind, and they were smashing. And then after they smashed, her stomach went from like 2 months pregnant or 6 weeks pregnant to like 9 months pregnant. And then she had the baby, and it was Lash.
So like this is a situation where he like got what he wanted at the end of the season.
Yeah, and then he went away. We didn't see him anymore in his, whatever the way we seen him. He was the baby now. Yeah. And then Sip, stupid ass, pulled up to the house to save her. He was like, I gotta save her. He pulled up to the house. He get there. She come out, from the lair, wherever the fuck her uncle had her, in the cemetery in one of them houses or something. I don't know. She came up out the house. He like, let's go home. Which she walked out here with a baby. He like, let's go home. And he had them people with him because he was gonna take the baby because he knew it was Lasher. She was like, oh, you trying to take my baby? Get away from us. So basically it ended with her basically threatening to harm him if he didn't get away from her, and then she left with baby Lasher. She said he under my control. So she thinks she can control baby Lasher. So she kept him alive, basically.
The way I am so uninterested in this.
That's why I'm just like, I'm done. I was like, I'll just read the book. I'll just read it. I went on Wikipedia and read a synopsis.
That's what I want to do. I want to read the book because I feel like I don't want this. I don't want this show to sour the idea of this book to me. I feel like this story is probably very well done, and I want it to get the respect it deserves.
Oh, they're dragging this show in the subreddit for Mayfair Witches. Like the book girls are dragging this show in the subreddit. So, I mean, they hate it too. He said, do you think Mayfair was made for an older generation, Gen X? They're not watching AMC.
That part.
And they definitely wasn't watching Interview with the Vampire because it was too gay.
Speak on it.
So, you should have been making it for the same people that was watching Sam Reed's cheeks floating. That's who this show should have been made for. I don't know who else was making this show. What'd you say?
I said and squealing.
Hey, Holy Grail. So who else will you? That's who you should have made this show for. So all they had to do was make Lasher fine. All you had to do was you had one job. You just had to make Lasher fine. And I would have watched the whole season.
Bad story, no.
I mean, look at the power of just an attractive person who female fans or male fans go crazy over. We're just kind of finishing up talking about Mayfair Witches. Look at the power of Pedro Pascal right now. Okay? Not to say, I mean, he's a really good actor, but I'm just saying, look at the pull that man has because of the fandom. If Pedro Pascal show up on something, they're going to go watch it. All you had to do was find a male lead who would make people thirsty enough to follow him anywhere he went. That's all y'all had to do.
Oh, I gotta send you this guy's TikTok. I was watching this Terry Jo video, and she went live with this dude that looks very eerily like Pedro Pascal, and he is like blowing up right now because he got a little bit of exposure, and people are like, "Oh my God, great value, Pedro."
Is that a movie? It was a show, and it's not worth watching. They should have hired the guy who played Dracula. There was a show on a movie on Netflix with the chick who played Masandi. You remember her? Yeah. She was in a movie. It's a vampire movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the guy from the new Gossip Girl. He was Dracula. They should have got him to play Lash. Because the way I would have watched all them episodes, the way I would have just watched all the episodes, you wouldn't have me talking about this. I'd be like, it's bad, but I mean,
right? You are not lying because you would have gave me something. I'm not saying that like every show got to have this conventionally attractive person in it, but also I want every show that I watch to be good. And if you're not going to be good, you gotta have, like, what am I here for?
Fan service, like, because I think in that movie the guy, he was playing Dracula, so he had to play that dark, seductive, like I'm on some other stuff, and the way he switched up on her ass, you need to go watch that movie. I'm gonna find the name of it. The way he switched up on her ass, that's what Lasher should have been. They should have got him to play Lasher. That's all I'm gonna say. He would have did it great. His name is Thomas. Is it Thomas Doherty? Something like that. I don't know his name. But yes, they should have got him to play Lasher. So, I just had to get that, because we was never gonna get around to it.
I see. Is it the Scottish actor?
Yeah, he's Scottish. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, he would have killed it. He would have done such a good job.
Beautiful eyes. Oh my God.
The way he played Dracula in this movie, he would have been a perfect Lasher. Because in essence, it was the same idea, kind of. Like, he seduced her and tricked her.
Although he does kind of look a little young, though. How old is he?
It's a demon.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of, like, you know how, like, Cole and Charmed, like, with the, like, an old demon, I kind of do want you to be, like, a little hulking as a...
I don't know. I mean, if I had to choose between who they picked and him, I would pick him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, him all day.
I'm like, he's an ageless demon, man, who's seducing young women. I mean, he ain't seducing old ladies. Like, if you think about how old Deirdre supposedly was when she got seduced, she was like 18. Even though they had that old ass lady playing her, she was supposed to be 18 when she put on the dress.
So you wouldn't have been seduced by Eric Northman at 18?
Like when True Blood was on Eric Northman, or current in 2023 Eric Northman, the actor Alex whatever Skarsgård.
Just True Blood then. True Blood, because he wasn't looking no 18. Eric Northman.
No, but I think he was supposed to be old. But yeah, of course, I liked Eric. I mean, but Bill was old.
Now that's
it's about ageless demon seducing young women. Andrew Tate.
Nah, he gonna be ageless. God.
No, we said attractive demon. Okay, not Andrew Tate. But no, I think Thomas. I think a younger guy would have been better. If you couldn't think of an older guy, I'm trying to think. I don't think Eric. I like the dark, brooding type for this character. So I wouldn't have wanted Eric. He's blonde. I would have wanted somebody with dark hair. For sure.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have got Eric to play this role, but I'm just saying, like, he looked older, but still, like, I don't know. You know, because they
made Lasher like creepy though, like beyond.
Yes, I told you. A lot of y'all go back and listen to my reaction when this girl asked me what I would say if Lasher pulled up on me. That's exactly how I felt and still feel this way.
I feel like they had an overload of creepy old man, because one of the reveals was the uncle was her dad.
Oh.
Her uncle was her dad.
Oh. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I kind of don't feel a way, actually. It's like not.
I mean, but
I kind of like thought I felt like it should be shocking, but not really.
But I kind of felt like it was him, because like he killed the boy and he switched him out. I just thought the hair gel was a little too wet to look like his hair, because his hair was dry. But I kind of felt like it was him. But it was revealed that it was indeed her uncle. Her uncle was her daddy.
Oh,
which
look
I'm
at
like,
that.
whatever. So I feel like we had enough creepy old men.
That casting did not. They deserve no raise. They left all the crumbs on the plate. They did not, in fact, eat.
I think they left the whole meal on the plate, actually.
Yeah, they nibbled around the edges and tried to get up from the table.
Yeah, they might have just ate the bread that come out before you eat. And then they didn't eat none of the main course. So I wanted to get that out the way because we were never gonna talk about it. You know what I mean?
No.
And I just had to have a little clip to put out for the people who have been supporting us. A lot of the interview with the Vampire Mayfair Witches crowd has been supporting us. So I wanted to make sure we did put out something about how much we hated this show. But yeah, anything else? I think he said just ate the fries head ass. Oh my god, that it definitely was given that. But no, that's it as far as Mayfair Witches. I just wanted to make sure we talked about it. Anything else before we go? Any shows? I know I'm supposed to be watching Summertime Rendering. I don't think I'm watching anything besides The Mandalorian.
I am watching one of my guilty little pleasures, Bofuri. Okay. I did not want to get hurt, so I maxed out my defense.
Yes, you've been enjoying it. You were talking about that before.
It's on season 2 now, and it has been just a joy, just a pleasure. It's one of those Gap Moe situations. Really adorable girl. She just like the title says, she didn't want to get hurt, so she goes into this game and maxes out her defense, and she just
that sounds like me.
The situations though, like how she becomes a fucking OP badass, is just so good, and she is just the cutest thing on the planet, but at the same time just dope as fuck. These fight sequences are really cute, and they started. I don't know how I feel. They just started to incorporate a little bit of CGI, I think, into it, and I'm like, let's not go down this road. Let's keep it where we are.
Are you watching Hell's Paradise? I haven't heard of that. I know I'm supposed to be picking up Ranking of Kings again because I finished season 1. I didn't ever watch season 2. No, I started season 2, so I'm supposed to be picking back up Ranking of Kings. I'm supposed to watch Summertime Rendering, and Demon Slayer starts next week, 7 days, April 9th. So I'm gonna be watching those.
I would be remiss to not. I know you don't do the whole Naruto, especially Boruto, but I cannot be on an anime podcast and not express how Boruto motherfucking Uzumaki currently right now is. Boruto is so goddamn good right now.
Okay, I'm like, you don't have to actually convince me as much as you think, because when my brother was in the hospital and I was sick with him, he binge watched like Boruto, so I was in the hospital watching it with him. You know,
like the anime is like, it's getting there, especially where they are immediately right now. It's at a sweet spot. But the manga specifically, some shit just went down, and like people, I don't know, I think people will be a little bit hyperbolic, but it was an amazing manga chapter, and people talking about it's like the greatest manga chapter that came out in like a decade. I don't know about all of that, but it was jaw dropping. Like I was shook. The Boruto like switched the game up and turned stuff on its head like I would have never imagined, and I am pissing myself for the next iteration. Like it's a monthly manga, and that is ridiculous. I need this weekly.
So that's a manga. The show isn't caught up with it.
It's not. Actually, the manga the anime just stopped. They put out their last episode. So I think it's going to be a couple months. It's going to be like 6-7 months before they come back. Because they are catching up with the manga. But it's so good. I just had to fan out about that for a second.
Holy Grail said the whole timeline won't stop talking about it. I have been missing in action, Holy Grail, because I had a family emergency. I've been completely out of touch with Twitter, everything. I don't know what people be talking about. But Hell's Paradise is 10 out of 10. First episode dropped yesterday, so it's only one episode out. I can do that. I will go watch it before I start Summertime Rendering, because that's like a whole thing. Yeah, he's good. He's out of the hospital. He's great. He's off dialysis, my brother. So everything is going amazing with him. But yes, it has been I literally have not been home in 2 months, and I'm not going back home right now. So that's where we at. So yeah, but I will check that out. Hell's Paradise. I will check that out since it's only one episode.
And I've been meaning to watch Blue Lock too. Blue Lock has been on my list.
I do not like Blue Lock.
Yeah, I don't like sports anime. I really don't. But it has been continuously talked about in my work anime forum thing. Like they will not leave it alone. So at this point, I feel obligated to at least.
Holy Grail is hurt by that. Holy Grail said chill. I will not be watching Blue Lock unless Twan literally calls me and be
Is it not?
Bitch.
I thought Blue Lock isn't that a soccer anime?
Thought. But it's philosophy, but isn't it under the guise of, isn't sports in there? So
I know nothing about Blue Lock, Holy Grail. I ain't trying to. I
just thought it was it's soccer. Okay, but the cover for it is soccer, but it's deeper. Okay.
Like if you didn't know nothing about it, you just looked at it.
You'd be like, it's a soccer anime.
Yeah. But no, that's why I want to watch it, because they're raving about it. Like they are not taking their foot off anybody's neck that has not seen Blue Lock in this chat. So I definitely feel obligated to give it a shot. So I'm planning on checking out.
You watch it, and if you text me and say, "Bitch," watch it.
Turn your computer on.
Turn it on and watch it. I'll watch it.
Heard.
That'll be the only way I'll watch it. I can't be. I don't know how to explain it. Is it like Hyaku?
That's the basketball one, right?
I don't know. I don't watch sports.
It's some sport.
It mean hurry. Don't it mean quickly or something like that? I think that's what it means. But is it like that one? That's volleyball, even more random.
Oh, it is volleyball. That's right.
And Blue Lock is better than that. Okay. Twan gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna watch Hell's Paradise. I'm gonna watch. What am I supposed to be watching? Summer Rain. And I'm gonna finish Ranking of Kings because I love it. Have you seen Ranking of Kings?
Yeah, I haven't finished it though.
Yeah, I need to finish it. Yeah, it's cute. I like how it looks. It's so different. So I need to go finish that. But yeah, well, we're at 1 hour and 30 minutes, so we'll just go ahead and stop there. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I know we haven't been on Twitch in forever, so it's cool to be back. People who are super competitive will instantly be able to connect to Blue Lock. Okay, if I don't like it, I'm gonna find you.
Because I definitely find myself very competitive and having to calm myself down, Antoine.
I'm very competitive as well, so I might give it a shot. But thanks for hanging out with us on Twitch. It was good to be back. We will be back to our normal format, hopefully somewhere within this month. But if not, definitely in May. I'm planning to get a camera soonish, and we will be doing vlog content this summer, so be on the lookout for that. I know my Twitch side hasn't heard any of this. We're going to be, I'm going to be trying to go to some restaurants, try out some food, some ramen, Asian bakeries. Atlanta has
so many, so fun.
Amazing. That's going to be so fun. The way I'm ready. Yes, the way I'm ready. Okay, and I'm gonna be filming some festivals that I'm planning to go to, like Japan Fest and like of course DreamCon this year. So it's gonna be more content coming. So make sure y'all follow me on YouTube as well, so you'll see that stuff as it comes out this summer. And when's the next time I go live? I don't have any scheduled shows at the moment. I do go live on my second channel for midday chats, but we just be talking about everything, anything. But we will be live next Sunday for Otaku Talk. So stay tuned for that and enjoy the rest of y'all evening. And don't forget to keep it cute. Bye.